This is Sparta!
Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we're doing a double feature of American medium tanks. This one is, of course, the Tier 10 M48 Patton, the Hothead. Now I'm with Swive and he, I believe, is in his Centurion Action X. It's a good little tandem to run together. They're very, very good tanks. But we're on Al Haluf. The other team only has 3 mediums and, what, 1 light? So, early on, Swive and I are like, let's just push straight across and see what we can get into. And, of course, everybody and their brother has to run right into me instead of, like, trying to avoid us. But, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to push straight across, see what kind of trouble I can get into. Because between the two of us being here, we should be able to overmatch pretty much anything that comes down on us. And it looks like their light tank is camping up top to be a spotter. And they've got a medium tank that came down. And they've got a couple heavy tanks sitting up on the ridgeline. I auto-locked, tried to put a shot into him. Didn't quite pull it off. T-49's thinking about it, but he knows better. We got a Conqueror up there on the ridgeline now. So we've got quite a few people that are just begging for it. Now I pull up to spot him and I want to get a shot into him. And he's actually being extremely smart. He knew when he pulled out that he would be broadside onto me and only his turret was sticking up. So he looked at me, so I bounce off of his turret. So he's actually a pretty smart player. That being said, he's just prolonging the inevitable. I will kill him. Or we will kill him. There we put one right through his track, right through the side of his tank. I'm not sure exactly what he's thinking, and Artie takes a shot at me there, coming really, really close. Sorry if I sound a little bit out of it today. My stomach is killing me. I got heartburn for days, man. Like, literally just destroying me right now. So I'm trying to get these narration. Oh, nice shot, Artie. Ouch. T92 for the win. Hey, speaking of Artie. Yep, there goes that one. That's their autoloader. Nope, that wasn't an autoloader. Thought maybe it was an autoloader. Alright.
Enemy exposed.
T32 is there. Swive has already moved up. Those guys on the right are down. That leaves this T30 right in the middle, begging for me to come up and smack him around a little bit. And I'm going to oblige him. You know, sometimes you just got to give somebody what they want. They want to fight. They want to take on a medium tank. We're going to give it to him. Now, Swive, I believe he's going to go Artie hunting while I take on this T30. I've got no problem taking on a T30 solo in my Patton because, let's be honest, T30 not a very good tank. If he's fully upgraded, he can hit me hard, but he's still got a 2-shot me, and then the entire time I'm going to be pinning him over and over again and circling him. There he hits my turret, bounces. I take a left. I get past his gun, put another one in him, just staying auto-locked. Now I back up. I take another round through my turret, no problem whatsoever. As you can see, I'm lagging a little bit here. And come on, I get beside him, pass his gun again. It's just a little dance of death. And you can see every time he's about to fire, I face hug him because that gives me my best opportunity to bounce around. But he did pin me that time. Probably loaded APCR, but can't really blame him. But we end up coming out of that on the better end. And me and Swive are over here going, you know,
Focus on this area.
we're going to go down here. We're going to work this T-49. Of course, I auto-lock him and somehow managed to track him without doing any damage whatsoever. And there I get the kill. Now we're up to 7 hits and 2 kills. Swive's got some damage. But most of what's left on their team is full health, and most of them are heavy tanks. Most of our team are medium tanks, light tanks, and tank destroyers. We got a couple tank destroyers back there for good measure. I don't like the odds. I don't. Most of their tanks are tier 10 heavies, as you can see, E100s, and they're mostly full health. So me and Swive decide, you know, it's just better to get on the base. Just get on the base. We got a full health T-34 coming back. He's the closest. So I'm on the base. Swive's on the base behind me. And we decide to cap because we just don't feel like our team's going to be able to do much. I mean, our team literally camped the base the entire time, and they still are not able to push these heavies back that came around the corner. So instead, we're just going to take the win, do what we have to do to win. That's the biggest part. And I know what you guys are thinking. Why would you cap with that many people? And I'm normally the same way, but in this in this particular match, I honestly did not believe our team, and here's a full health, well, almost full health, E100 headed our way as we cap the base. So I just did not believe that our team would be able to push those guys back. Had we not pulled back to the base and made these guys pull back on us, 2,400 damage, 1,500 assisted, 1,500 block, 2 kills. That's a decent game. That's right, top of the leaderboard. Swive, I believe, was in 3rd. So, yeah, this is all about doing what you have to do. Now, this is one of those ranked battles I had in the T-26E4 Super Pershing. And you'll get to see a little bit of me doing what I have to do. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there. It's going to come down to me and whether or not I can win this game for our team. Just so you know. Could be a good match, could be a crappy match, but either way, it's going to come down to me. So right off the bat, I was starting to see a pattern in ranked battles. In ranked battles, people tend to go straight to a conflict and leave their flanks open. So I exploit that. How do I exploit that? I'm in a Super Pershing. I'm not a fast tank, but if I go around through the water, I can get some flanking shots into these guys. Now, the one thing I will say is that tank destroyer is most likely right there in that corner, right ahead of us, and that's where they always are, right? I mean, we know that's where they sit. So I just got to get close enough that if he's there, I can see him. And I just don't want to give myself up to be shot right away.
They found us.
And here's a medium tank, M51 Super Sherman. No problem whatsoever bouncing him.
Releasing target.
Put another shot into him. He may be able to hit harder. Oh, there's a Tiger II camp in their tank destroyer corner, huh?
Enemies looking right at us.
And he didn't quite get him. He pins us there somehow. It was a weird shot. And the heavy metal hero is gone. So Super Sherman is out of the match. And we know that Tiger II's back there. So you can see I'm pushing up here. I need to try to help our guys. Our guys are calling for help on the base. I see guys coming around from the left to flank these guys. And I'm like, alright, somebody needs to take this Tiger II or he's going to get backside shots on all of these guys. But while he's distracted with these guys, I'm going to get some backside shots on his teammates just to try to put him down. Now the T-10 or 110 runs away after I put one in his backside. And I'm like, alright, somebody's got to get this Tiger II. These guys are fumbling. I need to do something about it.
Focus on this location.
I break contact and then I start moving out and around to come back up behind him. I don't want to go straight at him because those guys that are on the hill will spot me and start shooting me. And, you know, it's a Super Pershing. It has no armor in the back. So, if anybody spots me while I'm making this break across the open field, I'm in trouble. But this Tiger II is completely oblivious to the fact that I'm about to drive right up behind him. Now, he's got to have known by now that I completely stopped, like, I just disappeared. So, if I disappeared, where could I have went, right? Well, sure enough, this Tiger 2's in a pincher between a T69 autoloader and then a Super Pershing. T69 did everything he needed to do, and all I got to do is finish it. And Fatherland finishes it instead. Now, it is 4 versus 4. Anybody's ball game. Who's going to fumble this game away? Fatherland's right there begging for it. So I shoot right through his pike nose, no problem. You can see I'm using APCR right now because I can't afford to bounce around. So I put a second shot through the Fatherland. I'm officially spotted. AT-15's there, and those were actually a pain in the ranked battles, just due to the fact that they were such a hard thing to pin. Even in IS-3s, if they wiggle, and it's a good player that knows how to wiggle, then they are an absolute atrocity to try to kill. We bounce off of a, was it a Centennial? Tier 8 Centennial. That shot either hit the dirt or bounced again, even though it didn't register a bounce. And you can see I'm just not wanting to give up my hit points. My hit points are the only thing. Oh, and their heavy tank comes crashing off the hill, kills our tank, and kills himself. So now it's 2 versus 2. A Fatherland and me versus their Centennial and their Fatherland. Now we know the Fatherland and Centennial are both low health. But this Fatherland that's on my team, he wants no part of it. He's running away from the fight. Which is all well and good to me because, I mean, I got this, right? I've got almost all my hit points. I've got great spaced armor. All I got to do is get up here and hit these guys once or twice and kill them both. Sounds like a great plan, right? But I'm gonna have to give myself up to somebody when I come around this corner. And if they're both waiting for me, it's not gonna be pretty. I try to hit the Fatherland there, didn't quite pay off. He's backing away. We've got Centennial to my right. Fatherland's not giving me anything to shoot at. The Fatherland that's behind me is moving up. So I'm pushing the issue. Centennial goes down, and that leaves me toe-to-toe with this Fatherland, who's looking right at that Fatherland, kills my buddy, and that leaves me to out-DPM him, right? It's got to be me. As long as I don't bounce a shot, right? He takes a shot at me, and there we go. 111 damage right through his bottom plate, through his track. So we end up winning the match. 9 hits, 2 kills, clutched it out 1v1, and we end up with 1950 damage. And you can see that was one of my placement games. So if you like what I'm doing, punch that like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.